Hey everyone, my name is Bodie. Today I'll be talking about a time series analysis I did on pollution data gathered from Zhang, which is a train station in China. This was gathered between March 2013 and February 2017. That's roughly 4 years. The dataset has 15 attributes, but we're going to focus on NO2 levels today. And the purpose of the analysis is to see if we can forecast NO2 levels because that has an impact on tourism. Before we even jump into the modeling, I just wanted to get an idea of the bucketing for how many bad days and good days there were in terms of pollution level. So anything under 50 is defined as good, between 50 and 100 is moderate, anything over 100 is unhealthy. If we look at the bar chart, we see unhealthy comes out to about 4,300. That translates to 6 months of the 4 years where the air quality was unhealthy. But then the moderate comes out to about a year and a half. So roughly you have 2 years within that 4-year period where the air quality is not good for anybody. And that has an impact on the tourism, which is a train station that feeds into a major tourist hub. The next step in our modeling we wanted to do is check assumptions of the data. So looking at the data, it's non-stationary. The mean isn't constant. We see dips in here. Looking at the autocorrelations, we see dampening autocorrelations. And then the parsing window, there's wandering behavior within this, and you see a couple different peaks in the frequency. So given this data is non-stationary, I wanted to build an ARMA model on it just to get a baseline. So I used BIC as my main criteria to select an ARMA model, and then it gave me a ARMA 2.1 with a white noise variance of 158. I wanted to forecast out to 24 hours as my short-term forecasting since the data is hourly. And then in this slide, we're zooming in on a 24-hour forecasting to get a better idea of what that visualization actually looks like. And then our short-term ASE is 1,046. And then our rolling window is 1306, which makes sense given how far out our forecasting is from the actual data. Our long-term forecasting is 720 hours, which translates to 1 month. And looking at the visual and then the outputs, it's not much better. We get 1855, and then the rolling ASE for the long-term horizon is 2235. And again, that makes sense given the visual. Here is our model, and it's just way off from the data. So my next idea was to difference the data in hopes that improves the scoring of the modeling. After I difference the data, we see that the variance is much more constant. We now pass the white noise test, and then the next step was to build a model on the difference data. So again, I use BIC criteria to select my ARIMA model. And luckily, my BIC of 4.1 was also in the top 5 of the AIC, so that gave me more comfort in the model. And then that gave me a ARIMA 4.1 with a white noise variance 157. So our short-term forecasting zoomed in and improved significantly. We got to 304, and the rolling window is now 247. And then that makes sense given the visual. It's much more tighter in comparison to the previous model. Same thing on the long-term horizons. It's much more tighter, which explains why our ASE is 224, our rolling ASE is 203. And then our model summary, again, just performs so much better on every ASE metric. Which is interesting though, is our BIC and AIC are roughly the same for both models. So the next step in this analysis is I want to identify if there's a seasonality component to it, dive deeper into the forecast limits, build other models such as signal plus noise in our neural network, and then finally create a VAR model utilizing other attributes within the data set, see if we can forecast the NO2 levels with more accuracy and confidence. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section.